All right, good morning, class. My name is Mr. Godfrey.
Good morning, class. My name is Miss Molinaro.
And this is the learning objective for today. So ignore the top part. I'm sure none of you know what any of that means, but today the goal will be to identify and know the meaning of the most common prefixes and derivational suffixes. So, excuse me, prefixes are added to the beginning of a base word and change the word's meaning. So what do you think the prefix re means? Turn in to your elbow partner and explain what you guys think the prefix re means. And we'll give you around 30 seconds to do that. All right, now that it has been roughly around that much time, we will find out what it means. So the prefix re means to do something again. So if you were to retry or redo, reheat, things like that. So we've prepared a 2-minute long video for you guys to watch about re. So I will play that now. Oh,
Okay, since we learned about the video and we learned about the prefix re, I have a quick question for you guys. When I say I have to heat up my soup, what does that mean? versus when I say, for example, I had to reheat my soup. Is there any difference? Turn to your partner and discuss if there's any difference between I have to heat up my soup versus I have to reheat my soup because it got cold. We'll give you about 20 seconds to make sure you guys discuss that with your partner. Okay, now that everybody has discussed it with their partner, to reheat your soup and to heat up your soup, you would be reheating would be to heat up again. Here we have our prefix re and our base heat, and the definition of reheat would be to heat it again versus to heat up your soup for the first time would just be to heat up your soup for the first time. In this example, we have the prefix un, which means not. And now we are going to allow you to turn to your partner and give examples of some words that have the prefix un. And we'll give you another 20 seconds to do that. Okay. Now that we have discussed it with our partners, we have our definition here of unhappy with our prefix un and our base happy. The definition would be not happy. Are there any examples that you guys can think of that you guys discuss with your partners? Okay, now we can move on to the next slide. So the next prefix we have is dis. You guys can do the same thing. Are there any words with the prefix dis that you or your partner are familiar with? Discuss them with your partner now for 30 seconds. What do you think it means to dis something? Okay. Now that we have discussed dis means to not. So in this example, we have the word disobey. Our prefix is dis and our base word is obey. Together, it is to not obey. What does replay mean? Turn and talk to your partner for 30 seconds and we will discuss. Think about the root word play and the prefix re separately and combine them and see what you guys can come up with. Replay means to play again. How many of us got that correct? Good. Nice to see.
Okay, class. So now I'm posing the question, what does untrue mean? So turn and talk to your partner about what you think untrue means, and we'll come back in about 20, 30 seconds. So remember, class, untrue means not true because adding un in front of true makes it the opposite. And I heard some great answers from you guys on that one. So we will try another word. So I'm asking the question, what does dislike mean? So go ahead and turn and talk to your partner for 30 seconds and we will come back together then. All right, guys, so we know that like is a word, but when you add dislike in front, it makes it different. So that is all the practice that we have today. So remember, class, today's objective was for you guys to determine the meaning of words with the prefix re, un, and dis. And then so today we learned re, un, and dis. Who can tell me what re means? That's a good answer. Thank you for that. Can anybody, so now that you answered that, why don't you call on the next student and have them tell me what un means? And if you don't get it, that's okay. We just started learning this today. Okay, that's good. That's good. So now you can call on the next student who can tell me what this means. Right, like disappear. That's very good. Okay, class. Well, today we will now work on a worksheet that would normally be homework, but since we have some extra time today in class, the teachers, we will help you with this worksheet. Let me bring the worksheet up. Okay, so as always, class, remember to put your name and date on the top of the paper. Otherwise, I don't know who you are and you won't get credit. So in today's worksheet, we will match each word below with its definition. Use the words in the word box to match below. So obviously write the correct word on the blank. So as a class, we will do this together. So here in the word box, you see all these words have un, re, dis, all the things we learned about today, right? So Miss Molinaro, do you want to help them with the first one?
Yes. So the first one that we have is do not agree. So we have do not and agree. What prefix matches with do not? We have un, re, and dis. And which word matches with agree? Take a couple seconds to wait and see if you guys can guess. Yes, that's right. Disagree. disagree would be our first box right here, and it means to not do not agree, disagree. So we can cross off that one. Good job, guys. So our next one is to start again. So we have un, re, and dis. Which prefix is to do something again? Think about that with your partners. So, okay, do I have any guesses? Any, raise your hands. All right, perfect. Restart. Restart would be our second one, to start again. There are a lot of things we can restart. We can restart our homework, we can restart the microwave, we can restart the timer. Plenty of ways that we can restart, to start again. Our next one is not safe. What prefix is to not? Something not safe. Which prefix? Any guesses? It would be, yes, are correct. Unsafe. It would be under not safe. There are many ways that we can be unsafe in plenty of different ways. Our next one is it's the same prefix indication as last time, not. So that can give you guys a hint. It could be the prefix un, not happy. So which word in the word box would mean not happy? I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Raise your hands. Correct. It would be unhappy. Unhappy would mean not happy. And moving on to our next one, our definition is to play again. What prefix is to do something again? We learned this in our slides, and we have had a few examples. Give you guys a couple seconds to think about that. And I'll have you guys raise your hands. Correct. It would be replay. Replay. Mr. Gottfried, are you ready to go?
Yeah, so now that you guys have seen a few more examples, I'm sure you can do the rest, but we will be here for questions. So let's do a few more. If something is not known, obviously that means you don't know what it means, but the prefix for not, if you guys remember from up here, was un. So if something was not known, it would be unknown. That's right. So since you guys figured that out, same thing again. If you were not able to do something, do you think it would be the prefix un, re, or dis? I know you guys can use your critical thinking skills from seeing all the other knots up here to figure out that it is unable. So if we were to wind something again, sorry, remember up here, you saw start again and play again. So do you guys think it's the same prefix? Yeah, probably is. So what word up here has wind in it? That's right, it's rewind. You guys are doing great so far. So the next one is not sure. So if you are not sure of something, is it un, re, or dis? Remember, we learned from the slides that you guys have, and then obviously on the worksheet, all the other knots are the same. So do you guys think this last one is probably the same too? That's right, it is. So not sure is unsure. So this last one is kind of a little trick one we threw in there to see if you guys can get it. If not, that's okay. So if the opposite of appear, there's not any like this on here before, so you can't just look at the other ones. The opposite of appear, do we remember what something that was the opposite was? That's right, it would be disappeared because the dis makes it something different. So normally that would have been your independent time and your homework, but since we had time today, we did it together. So for your homework today, we're going to have you go home with your parents and discuss what you learned today, un, re, and dis. And then if your parents have any good examples or thoughts or anything like that, you can bring that back to class and we will discuss it next time we meet. But other than that, that is it for today's lesson. Do we have anything else to put out?
Nope, we just discussed these 3 prefixes. And I think that was it. I think we're all good.
Okay, class, well, that is it for today.
That is it, class.